Hey everyone, I hope you're doing okay today. In the last video we were playing around with positive affirming quotes as a part of a mental health app, and today we're going to be looking at sounds, layering sounds, soundscapes, ambient sound and that sort of thing. And we're going to be using the base library as well here. So at the moment I'm still learning how to use the base library because I haven't had to use it before. And it is basically free for a non-commercial use, which would fit what I'm doing quite nicely at the moment. So to give you an idea of the sounds that we're looking at, and you might have your own ideas for sounds that could be used or incorporated, and if you have some, I would love to hear from you. So put in the comments below the sort of sounds that you think might be helpful. Sounds that can help to distract, or something that allows you to give you that background sound to allow you to focus on what you're doing even. So imagine you are sitting by a campfire, and you can hear the crackle of the firewood, and just outside you can also hear the sound of lightly falling rain, and in the distance there's also a bit of thunder. You might have a bit of wind rustling through the trees, or you may have the sound of birds in a forest. So we've got different sounds, and we would like to be able to choose these sounds and play them, let's say, on top of each other to create a picture or a mental image through sound, so that we can focus on what we're doing, or to distract us from the outside noise, whatever that might be. So again, we're going to be using base, and so for the moment, like I said, we're just learning how to use it, and I downloaded the Linux version from this site here, and inside that zip file basically you get a bunch of libraries, and if you're using and you got demos in C, there's a Pascal interface, and then there are, like I said, also libraries. So I downloaded those. We've put the lib file, or the .so file, into the user local lib folder, and we have a base folder that I put under my mental health folder, which had the program from yesterday in it. And we're just starting to create or work out what's needed in order to create that sort of picture. And I've got a few sounds here. So I've got the sound of a campfire, we've got the sound of light rain and thunder, and we've got a program, of course, and so we're just going to walk through that one there to see how this sort of thing plays out. So, and also I needed to be aware also that some of the information that may be out there is not that it's incorrect, but it would have been incorrect for the time, and now it's a little bit more, let's say, I don't want to say fickle, but anyway. So the first place, the hello world for me sort of program here is can I just open or use the library, and it doesn't return an error, and that is where I started. The other thing also that I like about this particular library is its documentation. I find it very good, I'm just going to say. So if we were to look at the base init, we've got a device, frequency flags, a window, and a class ID. And if we were to go to the init function, it has a good explanation of these different settings to use. So basically we are using the default device here. Our frequency rate is 44,000. We are also set, what do we have for our flags here? Not specifying any flags. We're passing ourselves as a handle, and the last parameter says to set to nil, and that worked, which means then that I've done everything everything previously has been done correctly. So now we can start to play around with playing some files and how do these sound together. So step one, that was my entire program. And so now what I want to do is to be able to let's just move that down a line so we can see the whole thing. I want to be able to play one of these files, but I also want to be able to play it in a loop. So it's a never-ending cycle, or But then, by the way, this will also bring into play. Well, what if I want the thunder to come at random times, and how will I do that? Well, that will not be for today, but we can look at that another time. Because I found out that there is actually a callback function, so that I can find out when something is played. And when you see the different settings or return parameters here, then it's giving me ideas about what I need to put into a class or some sort of structure, so I can manage this quite easily, and to be able to allow, what I want to be able to do is to allow a user to select sounds that they want to be able to play, and these can all play on top of each other. The user should also be able to change the volume level, because let's suppose that one of the sounds is too loud compared to another. Then we need to be able to change these so that they all sound good together. So here what we are going to be doing is we're going to create when we create a file, we're actually going to be reading from a file. So where is that function in here? Function, it's under streams. Yeah, so here, so basically it could be a name from memory, a memory copy, or a handle. And so here we're going to be using a file. The name of the file, we're going to start from 0, we're going to go to the whole file, etc. And we can get back some error codes. Now with these error codes here, basically it's just going to be a number. So in the fullness of time, I'm going to have to be able to convert, I want to convert these error numbers into strings which make sense as well. So that's just something in the to-do list, basically. And also I've just copied and pasted here, the last error code, which was basically failed to load. So anyway, so here we have, on this one here, by the way, it will be looping, and this one will not be looping. This is our rain file, and this will be our thunder file. And basically, now that we have a handle to those files, the next thing I want to be able to do is, well, how do I play them? And to do that, basically, I'm going to be using the channel play function, and if it returns false, then we had an error, and we can do something with that. Otherwise, now they're both playing. And then I'm thinking, well, okay, well, how do I work out the volume levels? Or how do I change the volume level? And to do that, it's basically, we can use the channel of what we're playing. In this case, it could be rain or thunder. So I pass in the channel the attribute that I'm interested in, and from that I will get back a volume, and that is what I am just putting into a memo control. And I'm also going to do the same thing for the other file as well. So you can see here that there is a bit of code duplication, and it could be you put in an array. I could use a T-list in the fullness of time, but again, we're just playing around here to see, well, how can we do what we want to do just using a couple of files here. And then on the second button click, so basically on the first button click here, we're going to load the library, load our sounds, play the sounds, look at the volume. On the second button click, what we've got here is to stop the playing and free it. So basically tear down whatever is happening, and here we're going to from scratch start playing sound. And here then I'm thinking, well, okay, so how do I change the volume? Well, basically, because there is a get attribute setting for the volume, there's also a set attribute for the volume as well, and we can then see what the effect of that might be. So let's run this program right now, and I'm hoping this will come out, loud enough for you all to hear. So that's our rain, and our volume at the moment is 1 on 1. And then, like I said, I can stop it. Here's my rain and my thunder again. And now what we'll do is we're going to modify the volume of that rainfall to a half. And it becomes softer in sound. So let's make it a half again. So now it's going to become a quarter. And it's now dropped down a little bit more. And let's make it louder again, because this sound here that we're getting is looping. And we can see here that it's now a bit louder, and we can close that down and close that down. So I'm pretty happy with what I can do with this bass library. Is the bass library the best one to use? I'm hoping that someone out there might be able to tell me whether the bass library is the best one or the easiest one to use. Like I said, what I'm hoping to do is to be able to allow the user to select from a range of different sounds. And again, I would like your help too. What sort of sounds do you think would be useful? And I really would want them, if I want to be able to find anything, it needs to be free or royalty free, or free to use, and also to be less than, let's say, half a minute, so like it's not taking up too much space. So we can take all these sounds, put them into a list, and then what we can do then is to allow the user to select sounds and to modify how the sound comes out based on volume level. I'm not quite sure what else we need to consider here. Maybe we could move something from the from one speaker to another, question mark, don't know. And basically to be able to create a soundscape that from a mental health perspective can become relaxing, can become a focus tool, and basically go from there. So this is where we're going. We're playing with the bass library here. I'm pretty excited by this one, so I hope you will be too. And until next time, happy coding, and I will see you then, and bye.